Hello, I'm Ned Pearson, and like critics everywhere, I have been deeply impressed with the Brendan Leonard Show and the symbolism inherent in the show. We are going to explore today, scene by scene, a rich tapestry of symbolism, and we are going to look very closely at an episode called The African Dining Squirrels. Won't you join us in this endeavor?
Hi, I'm Ryan, and this is Kevin. Another episode of Ryan and Kevin's Wild Wilderness Wonderland.
Wilderness?
Wilderness. Welcome to Ryan and Kevin's Wild... What is it?
Just say it all.
What is it?
Ryan and Kevin's Wild Wilderness Wonderland.
All right. Welcome to Ryan and Kevin's Wild Wilderness Wonderland.
Where are we?
What'd you say?
Where are we? We are in a jungle. The only thing missing is the gym. I think that's where they are. How far away? I smell dirty diapers and bologna sandwiches.
Oh no.
There's a fork in the path.
It's okay, we'll just go this way.
Good call. It's more of a... Oh, what do they call those grilling things? Where you flip a burger?
A tong?
A tong. It's more of a tong than a fork.
I mean, there had to be some thought behind this, there had to be some choreography, even some philosophy.
Didn't happen like that at all. We just decided to go shoot out in the woods and put together a little adventure, nature walk type of thing, and it took, less than an hour to shoot.
To better understand the symbolism, I went with the cast and the crew deep into the forest, a very windy forest, as you will hear, and we explored, scene by scene, what went into the making of this fine film.
Ryan! I can't get over this.
Hold on.
He got to the log, and there was something physical there beyond the log that wouldn't let him over it, and that tells me that's a good sign of reaching out.
I just never thought about it like that.
I mean, it gave off sparks on the screen. I don't know if you
Really?
Yeah. It smoldered.
I'm gonna go ahead and say...
It's got the GS signature on the back.
Looks like a 7th grade art project. We got a G and a dollar sign.
G money.
G money. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and log this?
Sure, that's no problem.
Yeah, it's been logged.
The term logging used in the show, there must have been a lot done, regarding the research of that term.
Kevin, log that.
And how did it evolve into the throwing?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it was kind of the opposite. I think the fact that Kevin said log it, and Sheehan's response to not really knowing what that was his default kind of auto response, which is to just throw it. And, we just kind of went with it.
Log it, Kevin. Thank you.
The influence is global.
Kevin, would you go ahead and log that, please?
No problem.
It's been logged.
I know it's made a big difference in my house. My son threw a sandwich the other day that my wife had given him, and he said he was logging it, threw it out in the yard. And happens all the time.
Kevin. Seems to be some sort of metal rusted rod. Log this. Log this immediately.
This thing is... Oh. Why log such a thing? Can you, for me, just while we're standing right here, just kind of bring out and dredge up that emotion that you used to deliver that line?
Why log such a thing?
That's real emotion.
Well, when you say I looked frightened, a lot of times when I'm thinking, that's just me being frightened. So it appears, like when I'm thinking, it appears that I'm frightened.
You weren't afraid?
No.
Oh. You were breaking things, and again, I think that symbolizes it's destructive, and it must mean there's some kind of evil thing going on today in the world. Is that what that was all about?
No, I don't really see that.
And what did you see?
Some plates and stuff, so we wanted to smash them.
That's all there was to it?
Yep.
Boy, I'm struggling here.
This is a haven for art projects.
What is up with all the art? Art projects everywhere. Perhaps it's a schoolboy's dump.
They terrified me. How did you make them look so scary, especially with the tight shots around the eye?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, they're just some old toys that my sister had, and we didn't really do anything. They don't seem that scary, but yeah, I guess we were just kind of trying to get a cheap laugh.
I see.
Well, looks like it had a long day. I'm gonna search for acorns or nuts. Came back with minimal amounts in. Female's unhappy. However, she proceeds to cook and they are dining right now.
The anger. Where did the anger from the female come from?
Just, I figured if I had the same thing to eat every night when my wife came home with an acorn every night for a long time, kind of gets a little old, right?
Yeah. Was there a money problem among them, do you think?
He's a hard worker, but they're barely making it. That's just the scenario I had in my head.
And what does he do?
Never actually thought about that. He could be maybe working at like a paper mill.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I thought perhaps an accountant, but that's good.
This one time, an African squirrel was eating part of a strawberry pie. And a guy like me walked up and they grabbed the pie. The squirrel chased him for 5 miles and caught him. You do not know. You don't want to know what happened.
What happened?
You don't want to know.
What was the symbolism with the strawberries? Why strawberry pie?
That's a good question. I had strawberries on my Cheerios for breakfast that morning.
That's why?
Oh, of course.
It had nothing to do with The Hobbit?
The Hobbit.
Strike that. It had nothing to do with the whole falling thing. It was so. Was it the shape of the world we're in now? I mean, he fell and he was obviously in agony, and he said a line that caused me to come right off my chair. I can't recall it now, but it was terrific, and the look of fear and agony, and yes, even a little pathos in his face, just made me cringe.
Yeah, we just ran. The fall was completely on accident.
You didn't. That wasn't.
No, we were running, and I believe it was me that fell first. And Kevin had no idea. I didn't even know I was going to fall. And Kevin just tripped over me after I fell, and we both went rolling in the mud.
But the plants, the poison ivy, that just happened to be there?
Yep.
I find that hard to believe.
You can't dodge it. It's all in nature.
I'm obviously wasting my time here.
You can do it. Ryan, come on. You can do it.
Basically, with the skit, we were just trying to be funny.
I wouldn't be flip about this.
I think the biggest fear is that this African dining school could have already dined.
I guess some people decided to read into it a little more than what we originally had intended for.
So there really is no meaning to them?
Yeah, maybe subconsciously, but nothing nothing intentional on our end. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I just personally thought the use of them was more than extraordinary.
Well, thank you. Thanks. That's interesting.
Ow! It bit me.